This is a DGHradio.com news and information United States Virgin Islands weather review. Hey everybody and welcome. If you're here to figure out your week in the beautiful U.S. Virgin Islands, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to give you the whole picture, from the big tropical outlook down to the day-to-day forecast, and, most importantly, the safety info you really need for our incredible waters. So let's just dive right in. Okay, first things first, let's get straight to the question that's always on our minds in this part of the world, right? What is happening out there in the tropics? And would you look at that? The news is exactly what we were hoping for. The official word from the National Hurricane Center is that across the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, no tropical cyclone formation is expected for the next 7 days. Whew, that's a huge sigh of relief for all of us for sure. So with that big picture looking nice and quiet, let's zoom in on what's happening right now. Here's what you can expect for today, Monday, and into tonight across the islands. So for today, just picture a classic island day. It's going to be breezy, partly cloudy, with temperatures getting up to a pretty warm 90 degrees. You might run into a few quick showers this afternoon, but, they won't stick around. Then tonight, things stay really pleasant and breezy, with lows dropping to a comfortable 80 degrees. The chance of rain is pretty low, so whatever you've got planned for the evening should be good to go. All right, so that's today. Now let's pull the lens back a little bit and see what the rest of the week has in store for us. What's the overall pattern going to be? Well, what's driving all this beautiful weather? It all comes down to a strong high-pressure system just kind of parked right over us. The best way to think of it is like a giant atmospheric shield. It's just deflecting any major weather systems and keeping everything for us really stable, dry, and honestly pretty pleasant for most of the week. And here you can see exactly how that plays out day by day. The pattern is just incredibly consistent. We're talking highs in the low 90s all week long, with partly cloudy skies pretty much the whole time. Yeah, the chance of a passing shower is always there, but it's low, hovering in that 20 to 40% range. Long story short, it's shaping up to be a very typical and very beautiful week here in the Virgin Islands. But that high-pressure shield, it does have a bit of a downside. While it keeps our skies clear, it also has a tendency to kick up the wind and the waves. So we need to talk about the hazard report, because this is where we all have to pay really close attention, especially if you're thinking about heading to the beach or taking a boat out. Okay, let's break this down. We're going to have some breezy conditions, with winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. So, you know the drill. Make sure to tie down any loose items around the yard. For all you boaters, there's a marine advisory out. Small craft should definitely be careful out there in what are going to be some choppy seas. But, and this is the big one, the biggest concern is the risk of life-threatening rip currents in the surf zone. And just keep in mind, these marine and coastal conditions could get a little worse by Thursday. So if we put all of that together, what's the main story for our weather across the U.S. Virgin Islands this week? The big takeaway here is that we have a fantastic week of fair weather on tap. Really, you can expect those classic Caribbean conditions: seasonably warm temperatures, plenty of sunshine, and only a few quick passing showers to even think about. But before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last and, I think, really critical thought. If you take away just one thing from this whole weather review, what should it be? This is it. While those sunny skies might look incredibly inviting, the primary hazard this week is actually in the water. So please, whether you're a longtime resident or just visiting us, always be aware of the risk of rip currents. Be safe and enjoy the beautiful week ahead.